الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله نستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله المبعوث بين يدي الساعة داعيا إلى الله بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه ووالاه أما بعد فيا عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله وأحثكم على طاعة الله وطاعة رسوله لعلكم ترحمون. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم أعوذ من الشيطان الرجيم وأطيعوا الله والرسول لعلكم ترحمون. My dear brothers, today, inshallah, after praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and thanking Him for all His blessings, and also invoking blessing and peace upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallam, so I would like to talk about some aspect of fasting. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, أعوذ من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. All you who believe, fasting has been prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, that you may attain to taqwa, or God consciousness. So in this ayat, first of all, Allah addressed the believers. So every time Allah sent down the commandment, Allah always addressed the believers, especially when Allah sent down an obligation. Allah always addressed the believers, not the Muslims. Hence, here Allah said, "Oh, you who believe." In fact, nowhere in the Quran where Allah addressed the Muslim, although the word Muslim, Muslimun, Muslimin, it's everywhere, almost everywhere in the Quran. So this is significant because fasting is a special obligation. As we know, that all the 5 pillars of Islam are either audible or visible, except fasting. We cannot see a person fasting, can we? That is why it is very special. In Hadith Qudsi, Allah said, Kullu amali ibni Adam lahu illa siyama fa innahu li wa ana ajzi bi. So every action, every amal of a human being or son of Adam is for himself or herself, except the fast, because it is for me, Allah said. And I will reward him for it. Why? Because only Allah knows whether a person is fasting or not. That one aspect. And the other aspect, Allah also mentioned here, Kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum, as it was prescribed for those before you. Why did Allah mention that? Because at the beginning, when the Muslims were commanded by Allah to fast for the first time, it was scary. Like you talk to non-Muslim today about fasting, what it is. So it is scary. As Allah mentioned here, so you should not, or you don't have to be scared, because this fasting is not an exclusive obligation only to the Ummah Muhammad SAW, but it was prescribed for people before, and they did it, even in hardest way. For example, the Prophet Musa salam fasted 40 days and 40 nights without a break. The Prophet Isa salam fasted 40 days and 40 nights without a break. But for us, very easy, only from dawn to sunset, that's all. Although at the beginning, of course, a bit harder because the Muslim had to fast from certain things also after Isha prayer. But the point is, our fasting is very easy. Even you miss sahur or what you call sehri, whatever, or pre-dawn meal, okay, you should continue fasting. What is important is your intention. And then at the end, Allah said, "Allakum tattaqun," that you may attain to taqwa. As I explained many times before, taqwa is God consciousness, which contains fear in it, hope, and especially the ikhlas, the sincerity. Meaning we are aware all the time that Allah is watching. Allah knows everything. Allah hears everything. So we don't need anybody to tell us what to do or not to do. That's taqwa. But we do it for the sake of Allah only, not to please anybody, even to please ourselves, but to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's another aspect. And in this ayat, Allah also mentioned that as-siyam. What there is a term which come from the same root, which mean the same thing, as-sawm. So the ulama said that there's some different emphasis here. If Allah may say as-siyam is more emphasis on obligation, an obligation. That means to abstain from food and drinks and sexual activity during the day of fasting. That's siyam. But Sawm is more about quality of fast. As Allah said to Maryam, the mother of the Prophet Isa alayhi salam, when he was in the pain of childbirth, in the pain of childbirth. What Allah said to her, but so he said among other things, فَإِنْ تَرَيِنَّ مِنَ الْبَشْرِ أَحَدًا وَقُولِي إِنِّي نَذَرْتُ لِلرَّحْمَنِ صَوْمًا فَلَنْ أُكَلِّمَ الْيَوْمَ إِنْسِيًّا. When you see anybody or anyone among human beings, say, I am fasting today for the sake of Rahman, God the Gracious. So I will not speak to anyone today. So here, fasting means abstaining from talk. So this signifies also what is mentioned, that not only abstaining from food and drink or intimate contact with husband and wife during the day, but also we have to keep all our limbs and organs which are capable of committing sin, also fasting. So in this year, like talk, we keep our tongue fasting from backbiting, from swearing, from shouting, and so on. And also to keep our eyes from looking at the forbidden things or haram things. And to keep our ears from hearing the bad thing or haram things. And also we keep our hands from touching the haram things, from causing harm to other people like beating and so on, or stealing. And then we keep also our stomach from being filled with haram things. Even during the day, we don't fill our stomach at all. So we keep our stomach fasting. And we keep also our private part or genitals of fasting. Even during the day, even with our wife, and also in general, so we don't commit zina. So these all limbs and organs have to be kept fasting. Because this is called the quality of fasting. Otherwise, what the Prophet said, رُبَّ صَائِمٍ لَيْسَ لَهُ مِنْ صِيَامِ إِلَّا الْجُوعُ وَالْعَطَشِ وَرُبَّ قَائِمٍ لَيْسَ لَهُ مِنْ قِيَامِهِ إِلَّا السَّهْرِ. Meaning, many a fasting person get nothing from his fasting except hunger and thirst. And many a person staying up at night get nothing from his staying up except sleeplessness. So he did not sleep. He just wastes of time staying up without any benefit. Why? Because they don't keep all the organs and limbs fasting. This is the problem. So inshallah, Allah help us in what you call keeping the level of our sincerity in fasting, also to improve the quality of fasting, inshallah. Barakallahu li wa lakum fi Quran azim. ونفعنا وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات والذكر الحكيم وتقبل مني ومنكم تلاوته إنه سميع عليم. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات واستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ملك الحق المبين وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صادق الوعد الأمين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد فأيها المسلمون اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال تعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وسلم تسليما كثيرا اللهم ارض عن الخلفاء الراشدين المهتدين سادتنا أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن سائر أصحابه أجمعين. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم لا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأهلك الكفرة المشركين. اللهم انصر إخوان المسلمين في غزة وفلسطين، منصور على أعدائهم. اللهم اهزم أعدائهم، اللهم دمر أعدائهم وخذهم أخذ عظيم مقتدر. ربنا أتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا